Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I did have two dreams last night, so this is the second one, and I'll try and post this as quickly as possible. It did take a hot minute to figure this one out, just because it was a little bit layered, although, and not so easily to identify, okay? This could be for quite a few different people, given how many signs did come out, okay? So let me just tell you about the dream, all right? The second dream was also a snapshot and in black and white as the first one I had posted earlier. So it's definitely another higher self dream, okay? There was a feminine energy who pulled on the energy. I confirmed this with the dice. I usually use just one of these for that, okay? It's one of my favorites, so I'll put that there. So it did take a bit to figure out what the dealio was. I sensed communication had ceased with this person from whoever in the collective this is for, like several months ago. I couldn't tell if it was a matter of months or almost a year or something like that, some sort of within that amount of time. And they had communicated in this dream with a very sort of snobby, egotistical tone and look on their face. I can't remember exactly what was said, but it felt very dismissive, marginalizing, one-sided, and narcissistic. The song by Metallica, Holier Than Thou, popped up, but one lyric in particular, specifically the arrogance and ignorance go hand in hand line, was like the prominent, okay? There were a lot of dark, ominous, and voluminous clouds around this feminine, and she had a much older looking, gaunt or thin kind of face, even though she looked, I could tell she was much younger, right? And she had this scowl that just showcased more of her wrinkles on her face, like her face was really heavily wrinkled. But she appeared to maybe be in her 40s or 50s. Could very well be late 30s as well. I was only shown her body from the knees up as well. That's another thing I usually never see is feet in higher self dreams neither. I think it's the funniest thing. But I never see feet, okay? So I couldn't tell like what kind of shoes she was wearing or, if she was wearing shoes at all, to give you an idea if this is a person that would go barefoot all the time or something like that. So this definitely was higher self communication. She was also wearing an all black almost Victorian or Edwardian type of clothing. It was definitely a dress that was like pretty much covered everything, right? Like you couldn't see her neck, you couldn't see her arms, that kind of thing. And it almost kind of looked like she was wearing black gloves or something. So she was like fully covered. So it's like hard to tell what skin tone she had other than what was on her face, right? And the skin on her face was a darker shade, and she had a black bob cut kind of hairdo. It was sort of short with bangs, and very gothic eye makeup. Okay, just very dark shades and lots of black. Okay, like she was definitely much darker. It almost kind of looked like she might have been wearing like sort of a black veil too. So I can't really tell if it's somebody that might have like just wearing darker macabre clothing, or if they maybe represented them coming back from like a funeral or something, but it almost kind of had that vibe, right? Like maybe something had ended or is going to end, or something along the lines. Her attitude and look actually matched, okay? So it was almost fluid, but it almost seemed like that was not her intention. She was trying to show herself in a more innocent light, I guess. But spirit always shows me the true form of a person's frequency anyway, so that I can, in a way that I would be able to recognize, right? And since I had come from the Gothic world, and I've known pretty much a lot of Gothic people in the 90s and stuff, I get the vibe. It's kind of like that. All right? So basically, this person is both macabre and pessimistic, and almost self-centered and all of that, and wearing a mask to pretend like they're the opposite, right? Like they're trying to trick. So I asked the dice if this was the original energy who pulled on the energy and showed up in the dream. Through a few questions, it was a high priestess in reverse for hire who sent that message. So that's why it was shown to be who truly is the original hirer, I guess, showed up, the original form, right? Okay. And the reason was it was to mislead the energy, okay? But the person shown to me in the dream it was the original, right? So the intent was to look a different way to sow confusion and mess with the collective, I suppose, okay? In some form or fashion, maybe to kind of upset balance, okay? However, Spirit protected that and exposed the person regardless. I also pulled to see what identifiers the collective may recognize for this person as well, okay? And perhaps what's going to happen in some guidance, all right? Now, the signs that had come up, you should be able to recognize this energy based on that description, okay? Based on their personality and what's really being shown, right? But the signs that had come up, sun, moon, rising, and high aspects. Aries, Sag, pretty much all the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Virgo, and Capricorn specifically. So it's only missing like 3 signs, okay? That should give you an indication of who it may be or who it is not, okay? First things out, let me move my notes a little bit here and show you. So it's not so shaky. See all the signs out that had come out, including what was in the dice, okay? You had Little Black Book, Panic Button, Boundaries, and Contracts, okay? Those first 4, right, all together. There's a sudden change in a karmic situation due to imbalance, being demoted in some way, so work, love, life, right? Disharmony, no longer loving or enjoying who is involved in this situation. This is also karmic justice for this person for behavior they had in some sort of partnership, agreement, or contract where they behaved inappropriately, childish, immature, and with a tainted aura. I know a whole lot. Talk about hygiene is a big deal being in reverse, right? Oof, nasty, gross. All right. Boundaries had been put up and they rebelled, okay? I'm trying to see. There we go. Hold on a sec, guys. I'm going to move my stand here. We don't need it anymore. Okay. Boundaries had been put up and they rebelled, all right? Clearly. They panicked, all right? Hold on a sec. Whoever put up boundaries had overcome whatever ill communication or lack of investment and toxic energy in this connection, all right? It would appear as well that whomever this feminine is engaged in some long-term commitment may have spiritually evolved. I really got that sense over here, okay? With that mastery and the spiritual warfare card coming up too. Give me a second here. I lost my place with my notes. And they improve their frequency so they're no longer a match. They are protected, though, with that spiritual warfare card showing up, okay? Hold on. So I asked what's going to happen advice-wise for you, okay? And I got 2 different things happening, all right? There we go. In a few months, whatever hired negative manifestations went out will be returned to all parties responsible, okay? You both have frenemy and doppelganger there, okay? Run up, get done up's in the reverse, magic's in the reverse, okay? The advice for you, okay, especially in the next 2 or 3 days, is to focus on you and not worry about it, to detach from the situation, go into hermit mode and be patient. Also, because the sit still is there and you got that little, lizard guy, can't tell which lizard it is, you may need to be a little camouflaged and just kind of observe the energy and see what happens before reacting to it, okay? Just kind of seeing what the real threats are, right? Okay? Keep your energy balanced and high vibe and maintain clearing, protecting practices as you have already, okay? Maybe up the ante a bit so their karma reflects back quicker, okay? Also, over next few days, focusing on nurturing others, especially those more vulnerable, as gains and co-parenting came out. Okay, so take that how it resonates, all right? Could be actual children, all right, for those that might have that, okay? And again, the signs involved, Aries, Sag, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Gemini, Capricorn, Libra, and Virgo, okay? So hopefully that helps. And if I get any more of these, I will definitely do this. Sometimes it takes me a bit longer than even 11 minutes to do it, so just do them quickly. But this deck has been very helpful for getting through the nitty-gritty of it. So you may want to check any other readings that pop up, especially any of the general Aries to Pisces that pop up, because some of this energy has come through. This is definitely some repeat energy, bits and pieces, and you might get more of your story with that, okay? So hopefully that helps you guys. Have a good one. Bye.